take sabbatical. To haters that are radical, I'm savage like a catapult, hiking like a Viking, armed and ready for destruction. I came to murder hip-hop, fuck all of your discussions. My ancestors wore zoot suits, riots left them foolproof. Stronger than a diamond and I'm shining like a gold tooth. It's a new year, same me. Everybody's always saying new year, new me, or whatever. I'm gonna take my glasses off because of the reflection. Because I might as well just be wearing fucking sunglasses. Can't see my eyes and shit. Now I can't see my eyes and shit, but y'all can, so whatever. They're probably going googly crazy because I don't know where to look. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season. I sure did. I cannot complain. Got to see family, some good times, some laughs. It was interesting. It was fun. I loved it. We had Christmas, and I understand. I'm an intelligent person, if I can say so myself. I know the roots of Christmas. Now, this may come as a shock, but scientifically, Jesus was not born. There would have been no way he was born in December for him to survive, supposedly. Or there would have been, I don't know the theory or why, but it's something about the animals wouldn't have been out there. They wouldn't have, if it would have been snowing and shit, they wouldn't have been doing it. It wouldn't have went down like that. Supposedly, but it is the Son of Christ. The Son of God, so. Or God incarnated. So, whatever. And also, it combines the pagan holiday Saturnalia, which was celebrated in Roman times. So when Constantine wanted to make Christianity the main religion of the empire, mainly for conquering purposes. He did it because most of the poorer soldiers were Christians, and he was like, fuck it, let's get all the poorer soldiers all together. Damn, somebody texted me. I can't see it because it's so far away. Images. Pictures from today. So to get on there, so whatever. He converted it to Christianity, and he painted Christ as like a warrior. He painted his image of a warrior Christ. So when that happened, all the holidays got blended into Christian themes. So Christmas, it's a combination of a lot of things, because Santa Claus came from I think it was German, and there's just a mix of cultures that come together and create this concoction of a holiday. I understand the origins. I don't celebrate it for that purpose. In fact, I'm not celebrating it. I'm just celebrating the fact that we get time off. We're all taking that time out of our schedule to be with each other. They're giving gifts to the kids. The kids are happy. Everybody's happy. It's just a joyous occasion. So I understand people who are just like, fuck that, I'm not celebrating. I'm not going with y'all around the holidays. But it's like, you're lost. It really is fun to spend time with the family. It's what made stronger cultures back in the day in societies, whenever families were so close together. More trust. So, and then, all right, so we got Christmas Eve. The way Mexicans do it, the way we do it, is we celebrate Eve, and then, midnight. Then the next day, what do we do on Christmas Day? Went to my dad's house. Me and my sister, we went to my dad's house, and my son, and my brother-in-law. And he gave us some gifts. We exchanged gifts, and that was cool. And then The second was pretty cool. It was a lucky day. I also got to see my cousin. Man, I feel so crisp and clear now, but I don't like how the glasses look. It was a good day. It was chill. I had a random. I came up on some money, which was dope. It was a blessing. God is great. Always great, always. And now we come to today. I did a lot of chilling. As y'all notice, I haven't been putting clips up. I haven't been doing much. We have been keeping up with the iPod, which is dope. Oh damn, there be my water in here. Yeah. We started some new ventures as well. The iPod reads, iPod Spanish. I think I should change it because I'm not actually reading on there. And the thumbnail makes it look like I'm reading. I gotta think of a better thumbnail. Oh yeah, and I got to go to this Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience. It's pretty dope. My mom got my sister, her husband, my son, and I tickets. Drank some butterbeer. It was dope. It was very dope. Good experience. You know what I'm saying? Took a little shroomies before. It was fun. It's been a great vacation. I've been very lazy, but I've been trying to wrap it up now since, I'm going back to work soon. I've probably been consuming a lot of things, like a lot of caffeine that I probably shouldn't, because I'm just like posted up, playing some video games, listening to podcasts and shit. Like I really chilled this fucking time, so but I'm back at it, I finally feel rested enough to like, okay, let me record the podcast. Like I want to do it now. Yeah. I love y'all. I love the increase of subscribers is amazing. I know most of them don't watch the episodes, but the ones that do watch the episodes, y'all are amazing. Like, I love y'all. Even though I don't know y'all. I know y'all, but I don't know y'all. You know me better than I know y'all, but I probably know y'all. Maybe I don't know y'all. But we're all connected. Human beings. We are all one. Yeah. So, what else? Is there anything else? Obviously, I haven't got a haircut yet. I've been waiting on my son. I had to order him this cord. Hopefully next time I'll be fresh. But not too bald, because I noticed when I was editing a couple clips, I was uploading the freestyles to my music podcast. I'll do that now. But I was going backwards and whatever. So check out the music podcast, Chris Chaos Music. Oh! One of the most important things. December 1st, a month ago, my new EP came out, 34/7 by Chris Chaos, yours truly. It's available wherever you stream music. It's my favorite project I ever made. There's some positive shit in there. There's some hood shit. There's some funny. There's some dope. There's some lyrical. There's a thinking track. There's a party track. There's a hood track. It's 5 songs, but man, it was one of the best things I've ever created. Thanks with the help of Luis Puente, who made the beats. He made 3 of the beats, right? Or 2. 2 of the beats on that album. And then 3 of them came from Sleepy J, my cousin. What it do? Frost just dropped a music video. So, I mean, shout out to Frost Money. We got some, VMP is doing things. Yeah, man, it's been an incredible journey from the beginning of this to now. Just thinking about it, because I know we started like in 2020. We started the iPod in January of 2020, so this is the 4th anniversary. But we started I started the Friday Pod in the summer of 2020. So I'm like, so that's 3.5 years old. You know, Tyler. This is a really cool Tyler with 418 or something like that subscribers. Anyway, let's get to the random questions. I think that's a sufficient amount of time to freestyle flow. Man, oh, shout out to Kevin. Got me this shirt. I wore it on the podcast, on the Friday pod. I mean, on the Odd Pod. Shit, I can't even talk. It's dope. It's my first medium shirt, and I've lost some weight, so it fits pretty good. I like it. Let me know what you think. All right. Is there any random questions? Is there any one product that has changed your life in a good way? Yes. Deodorant. Is there any experience you've not had that you regret not having yet? Interesting. An experience I haven't had yet that I regret that I haven't had yet. I've done a lot of things in my 34, almost 35 years of existence on this plane, on this planet. Well, I wonder if that's what plane, like this plane of existence, like not airplane, but like plane, like a, you know. Sorry, I should be coughing the fuck that way. I shouldn't be coughing. Damn. I guess experiencing Europe in person. The old time. The old world. I want to go to the old world. What is your favorite Broadway show or one you really want to see? I think I heard that the guys who made South Park have a Broadway. I think it's called Mormonism or something. I don't think it's called that. But I think I heard it's funny. What book, speaking of books, do you think should be mandatory for everyone on the planet to read? Now, that's a scary thought, but you know, some would say the Bible, but I don't think everybody's ready to read the Bible. You got to have a certain amount of knowledge and intuitiveness. If there was this was like the original translation of the Bhagavad Gita, the unabridged. Now, it's probably easier for some people to read if they do like a newer version of more common English, the way that I read the Bible. But you know, modern. But some of the things are pretty dope. Like for instance, I was flipping through it before the podcast, and I was like, maybe I'll say a quote from it. And the one that I found was pretty dope. So bear with me. This is Krishna, which is like can be compared to like Jesus, where it's what some believe to be God incarnate on earth. So Krishna says, yeah, it was wonderful and terrible to view me as thou didst, dear prince. The gods dread and desire continually to view, yet not by Vedas, nor from sacrifice, that's important, nor penance, nor gift giving, nor with prayer shall any soul behold as thou hast seen. Only by fullest service, perfect faith, and uttermost surrender am I known and seen and entered to, Indian prince. Who doeth all for me, who findeth me in all, adoreth always, loveth all, which I have made, and me for love's soul in that man, Arjuna, unto me doth wend. So I say you can give all the gifts you want, you can pray all you want, but it's your actions. It's your hard work. It's going to work and shit and trying to be a good person. And then faith in God. And there's a lot of awesome stuff in here. The Bhagavad Gita. And it's been compared to like Christ, his sermon on the mount, on the hill, sermon on the hill. I'm not sure what exactly. I read it somewhere. It's on here. No. Yeah. The Bhagavad Gita is part of the great Indian epic, the Mahabharata, and it is one of the major religious documents of the world, occupying in Hinduism a position not unlike the Sermon on the Mount in Christianity. One of the most celebrated treasures of world literature as well, it is in the form of a poetic dialogue between the epic's hero, Arjuna, and his friend Krishna, believed to be an incarnation of God. The dialogue, which takes place on the eve of a historic battle, probes the nature of God and what man should do to reach him. As the Bhagavad Gita unfolds, this majestic poem provides a fascinating synopsis of the religious thought and experience of India through the ages. But it's even more than that to the world. But I guess it is going through like their history. This edition offers the classic English verse translation by Sir Edwin Arnold from 1832 to 1904. That's when he lived. Long admired for its evocation of the true feeling of the original poetry. And this reprint was from 93. Wow. And the guy who designed this was Paul E. Kennedy, the guy who designed the cover. Probably not related to the famous Kennedys, or he might be. So that book. That was a long answer. What do you think most people take for granted? Like I was saying earlier, when people, I keep taking these off because the glare. People take for granted their family, and no family is perfect. But taking advantage of those birthdays, I know you don't celebrate. I'm not talking about. Some people don't celebrate birthdays, and I understand that as well. But getting together and and I understand because I used to study with the religion that we weren't supposed to do birthdays, because back in the day, in Bible times, when they did birthdays, they would have like orgies and sacrifices. And they're like, so you're honoring that shit. And it's like, no, we're just getting together, hitting a piñata, having cake. That's all that's happening. So yeah, it's not that deep all the time. I understand it's deep, but then at the same time, we gotta learn to live in the moment, in the present, what's in front of us. Thinking too much about what's behind us is like the unhappiness is. But everybody has an opinion. Everybody has their own way of living and their own definition of happiness and what makes them happy. So this is just my complete opinion. What do people take for granted that really bugs you? A car, I guess. Because I haven't always had it, like, because I have, I've had cars that have characteristics that have character. I guess. Brandon. Cleaning products. Would you say you are a good or bad influence to others? I used to be a horrible influence. Now I think I'm a better influence. And why? Because when I was younger, I got some people onto some drugs. I mirrored what somebody did to me than I did to one of my friends. So I got him on the drugs. He got in trouble because of me. I was a bad influence. I convinced. I mean, they were whatever. There's nothing gay. It's just that I was thinking about like kicking it with some chicks, and we had a threesome, but they were down. So, but I influenced it, but it wasn't that bad of a thing, But there was a period of time where I was a bad influence. But now I'm just trying to be a good influence. Like I stopped going out to eat, like every day, like I used to, on these special occasions, like those birthdays and shit. I stopped going out to clubs. I stopped drinking a lot. Um, I'm kind of boring, but I just been working on like I want people to. I think everybody can podcast. I think it's a weight off your shoulders to be able to talk to yourself in a way, or even just have a conversation with your friends and be on your A's and P's or whatever your Q's, because you want to be on your A game, right? You want to have the best conversation you can have. So that's like good practice right there. And a lot of people, they just spend their weekends, getting fucked up. And I think, all these people have creative juices that they're wasting. But that's my opinion. I love them either way. What's the most beautiful city in the world? I'm going to have to say, from what I've been to, the most beautiful city I've ever been to is Honolulu. Aloha. Honolulu is like I think it's the capital. It's like the biggest mainstream city in Hawaii. And it's on one of the middle islands. It's on Oahu. There's smaller cities on the other islands that are probably not as touristy, but I haven't been to those. But to just imagine like a city like Dallas, smaller, but then instead of, we have beautiful scenery too. We're lucky to have grass and trees and animals and stuff, but they have palm trees. And then you see the beach. And then you see it's just a different different kinds of birds, and it's just a whole nother, it's very beautiful. There's girls doing hot hula dancing and shit. It's dope. Damn. What's your favorite idiom? Alright, I'm going to take a break, then I'm going to come back and answer that, because I don't know what the fuck it is. I think I know, but I don't know. Y ahorita te regresamos, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so idiom. It's not a group of idiots, like I thought. An idiom is, it's like a phrase that means something else. For instance, riding shotgun. An expression in the usage of a language that's peculiar to itself, either in having a meaning that cannot be derived from the conjoined meaning of its elements, such as up in the air for undecided, or in its grammatically atypical use of words, such as give way. Interesting. My favorite, they say bite the bullet, bite your tongue. It's probably my favorite. All right, so the other weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, I saw in my backyard a cat. It was a cat that had a bob hairdo. Just kidding, it was a bobcat. And it was pretty dope. I wanted to get a picture of it, but I was unable to. I was too slow, and it just happened so fast, and I was just happy to see it. First time ever. My dad said he had seen one because he lives nearby, and he saw one, and they attacked his chickens, and they killed a couple geese over there, and so yeah, it walked and just left. So Happy New Year. No, I already said that. That's last time, right? What did I say last time? What was the last episode about? Who knows? I need to write down title ideas as I go through this, because I never know what to call the episodes. Damn, that light's already running out. I'm gonna need a new light. Try and get it online pretty easy. One title called Who Knows? Yeah. So yeah, it's been work's been tough, short-handed, stressful, hot, fast-paced, tough. So I don't know if I got sick from stress and overworking myself, or if I got sick from just the weather changing. The weather's been weird. And also I work with kids, so there's germs everywhere. He kind of looks like a germ. But yeah, it's all good. I mean, I rested, and of course it's gonna mess with my check, but tax season's here, so hopefully I can get TurboTax pretty soon. And that'll supplement the amount that I'm gonna be missing at that point. Which I tend to do that every year. Every year for the past 10 years. I'll run out of days, and then in February, I'm just like, fuck it. Usually by February, I run out. And then I have to just miss days. So let's see. Anything crazy happened? No, I can't think of nothing. Vino gave me this. Shout out to Vino. Wow. Yeah, it's my birthday, 35. Finally on the Friday. And it's finally in a time where I don't party. So I always wanted my birthday to be on a Friday, but when I was younger, I would party all weekend. But now, obviously, that's not my goal. I'll probably record another episode today. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'll feel a lot better because I'm recording this before my actual birthday. Yeah, let's see what the random, see what we get. How old were you when you last went trick-or-treating? I'm assuming it counts when I went with my son. So, oh, sorry, this is random questions. He was probably about 8 or 9, 10. I want to say 10. Let's just say 10. And so if he was 10, that's 5 years ago. I was 30. So 30. Have you ever played golf? Putt-putt. A few times with my son. One time for his birthday, indoor putt-putt. I took him to Celebration Station one time. And then when I was a kid, we lived across the street from the putt-putt. That was pretty dope. And I used to go play putt-putt like on dates sometimes back in the day. At Celebration Station. I mean, like, I distinctly remember one time, like, it's weird because, I've been thinking about addiction and stuff. I rewatched this episode of Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee and Frankie Quinones. Now I can't say it because he was saying it wrong on there. Quinones. They were talking about addiction, and Quinones was into yayo. But I mean, I remember I would do some. But that's the fresh 15-year-old mind, man. And then once you do it to a 15, 16-year-old mind, you put coke, and then you break I feel like I broke the barriers, and now I go straight to the brain and just cause anxiety. And the after effects. Because the after effects didn't used to affect me. I don't know. Crazy. Well, one time I went on a date with these girls that we had met. It was like a triple double date with these girls we had met at the movies prior. And my homeboy was always the player out of all of us. I'm not the player, but he was always able to get the prettiest girl. He was the cutest, so the girls liked him. But that was fine because then, I left the other two for us. But I remember her, but like, I think we kind of like both were trying to compete a little bit. Good, it was, friendly. And friendly competition. But I did some coke, and then went to Celebration Station, met up with them, and like nothing. It was weird. And then I didn't do any more the rest of the night. Would you rather be a jack of all trades or a master of one? That's a good question. A jack of all trades means you could kind of do a little bit of everything. A master of one, you're the best at that thing. Or at least you're a master at it. I kind of feel like a jack of all trades because I like drawing. I want to do comedy. I like podcasting. I rap. You know what I'm saying? I do all kinds of things. I'm a jack of all trades. So that is what I am. I don't really have a choice. Do you prefer? Oh, this is question number 1, 2, 3, 4 from 3,000 questions about me from Piccadilly. And I just pick random pages. That's not like the number in order. Do you prefer male or female singers? Female for sure. Singers' voices. Female. But there's a couple old school like Montel Jordan and stuff like that I'll listen to a couple old school tracks. Have you tried something unorthodox that was supposed to be healthy? Completely unorthodox. Like raw milk or something? Unorthodox is supposedly healthy. I can't think of anything in particular. Sitting in the... I don't think so. Alright, we're gonna take a break ski. Well, we'll get political, because I already did this next 4. And then 1240 says, in your opinion, who was the worst president of the United States? Whoa, woo, 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 woo. Whoo. Alright. That's tough. And I only, alright, so I'm 35. So I only know about the ones in my lifetime, right? From what I know. And I know about history. I don't know about all the presidents. There's this like 3-4 part series with Matt McCusker, Shane Gillis, and Louis C.K. when they're talking about all the presidents, and they go down the list because Shane Gillis knows all the presidents, and him and Louis C.K. discuss them and shit. And they mentioned one. It's like the worst one. It's like this is the worst president ever because da da da. So there is a statistic one. Now, my opinion though, from what I know, from my mental. So Bush Senior, I was a baby. I don't really know shit. But he was CIA. He started up the CIA, so he was pretty bad. And then, for my own personal reasons, beliefs, you can look into that if you want. Like CIA MK Ultra, CIA Mockingbird. I don't know if both of those are CIA. And then, was it Bill Clinton? So Bill Clinton did the 3-strike rule. You get 3 strikes, you're out. That's not good. So that sucked. George Bush Jr., 9/11 happened on his watch. And then he passed the Patriot Act in the wake of that aftermath. Patriot Act was no bueno. Then who was next? After George Bush, was it Obama? Yeah, I think it was Obama after George Bush. So, but Obama was cool, clearly, but he bombed a lot of places, and he renewed the Patriot Act, and you know he's connected with the Bushes and the CIA and whatnot. So he's not great. Worst? I don't know if he's the worst. He's definitely not the worst. And you got Trump, who did some dope shit. He said some crazy shit, but he did some dope shit. Maybe he did a couple bad things, but he did some dope shit. I'm gonna stop saying that. And then now we have Biden, who's a wash. He's pretty bad. He's probably the least competent. Who knows if he's like, I probably shouldn't even say this. child, just kidding, but as a joke, what if he was a robot or something like that, like a clone or something? We've all seen, not all of us, but some of us have the For You page, and you see those pictures of old Biden and new Joe Biden. But is he the worst? He's bad. I'm gonna say the worst in my personal opinion is George W. Because we're looking for those weapons of mass destruction. And that's a hot take. A hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. I hope the choppers don't come for me. Alright. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more of the Friday Podcast. So, we're truly in a new year now. You know, the spring has come. I saw this clip on TikTok. Hey, TikTok might be getting gone. TikTok and you do stop. Well, anyway, I saw this thing where it's saying that in January, it's not the true new year that March is. Because, you know, it actually feels like a new year because it goes by the seasons, you know. But I don't know. Sometimes TikTok, I feel like it's good that it's going to go away. But then sometimes I see things on there. Yo, that's crazy. It looks like he's short. And then he gets tall. Looks like he's short. Like an Eminem tall. But, you know, I don't know. I wonder if a company's going to buy it. Because they got to sell it. That's what they got to do. So, yeah. Life is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Life is interesting. Everybody's got their ups and downs, their smiles and frowns, their trials and tribulations. I try to ignore mine, but they don't allow me to ignore them. Sometimes they do, but then I got people in my life that are like, don't forget, you got that. Debit. Whoa, why the fuck is debit and debt? It should be debt. That's weird, right? That's so weird. The whole shit is weird. Credit. Reddit. Man. Oh, check out the Autopod channel because I did a cooking episode. It's got a lot of views for one of our episodes, so I suggest y'all go check it out. It's pretty tight. Alright, I'm gonna take a break, come right back with random questions. With some random answers. Stay tuned. Random questions with you and myself too. Tentative song. Random questions. 3,000 questions about me and you, because I want your answers too. And I'm not going in order since I just pick random pages, and if it's a page that we haven't checked off yet, we do it. Have you ever eavesdropped on someone? Eavesdropped? And if so, what did you hear? Damn, did I ever eavesdrop? Whoa, yeah, I heard somebody smashing one time, but I can't go into that. Where do you see yourselves in 10 years' time? Well, let's see, 35, 45. I see myself in a relationship with a loving woman, and I see myself financially stable. Where's your favorite place to window shop? Online, or I guess comic book shops, but I haven't been to one in a long time.
Other than candy, what do you think is a good trick or treat to hand out on Halloween? Little bags of chips. Who doesn't like some chips? What's your favorite type of seafood? I don't really like too much seafood. So I'm gonna say just fish, just regular ass, normal, cooked, grilled, fried, or whatever fish. Would you join in a revolution? Whoa. What kind of? We went from my favorite kind of seafood to would I join a What kind of revolution are we talking about? Piccadilly? Because this is from Piccadilly. Printed in China? What are we talking about? No, never. Nah, this is like a music revolution. I feel like I'm a part of a music revolution. Podcast revolution? What revolution are we saying? I have no idea. Do you count your chickens before they hatch? If so, how? I don't have chickens. Um, and then we get some eggs from a neighbor. She gives us eggs, but they're not those kind of eggs that hatch. They're non-hatching eggs. They're eating eggs. I don't know. No, I honestly I don't understand what that even means. Do you count your chickens before they hatch? If so, how? Maybe. I do that like, for instance, I used to have this problem where if I like the woman, I would start fantasizing about like a whole life together. So I'm counting these chickens before I even hatched any. If you could breed two species together, with what new animal would you create? What the fuck? These guys are talking about cloning and shit. Okay, it's gotta be something with a cat mixed with a turtle. And that would truly be a Ninja Turtle. Are you scared of needles? Yo, I just sewed a hole in my pants recently. So I'm not scared of those needles. I don't like shots though. I definitely don't like shots. They're not great. But I'm not necessarily afraid of them. Like, I won't pass out if I see them. As a society, what could we all do better? Man, that's a hard ass question. As a society, what could we all do better? Love ourselves more. No, I think everybody love each other more. Where did you watch your most memorable sunsets? I've seen a few good ones at my cousin's house. Um, Here at my house in the backyard, in the front yard, I've seen some nice ones. I think I've seen one at the lake. Every sunset I've ever seen has been a nice one. They've all been beautiful. When was the last time you lost your temperature? I mean, your temper. And about what? I, it's probably at work, and I can't even remember what. Probably something silly. But I was just tired and exhausted, and it came out at that moment. Do you think babies are little bundles of joy or smelly, noisy things? I mean, they can be both. Can they not? But I think they're bundles of joy. I like babies are cool. Um, they have their purpose. They have good vibes. They're like cats or dogs in a way because they give you good vibes and stuff. Have you ever gone out in public in your pajamas? Where'd you go? Yeah, I went to Tom Thumb and I wore some PJ pants. I think. Did I? I feel like I did. But this is kind of my I mean, these shorts I'm wearing, these champion shorts. I'm not proud of that. How would you accept a fatal mission Wait, would you accept a fatal mission in exchange for a lifetime of support for your family? Whoa, what the fuck? What are y'all trying to get me to do? Revolutions? Needles? Smelly babies? Man, that's a cool title. Let's see. Revolutions. Needles. Smelly babies. I mean, I guess so. So that my family would always be good forever and ever. Lifetime support. Only my lifetime? But if it's fatal, then that doesn't, no, because that doesn't make any sense. Silly question, Piccadilly. Being silly. Alright. Let's take another break, ladies and gentlemen. Stop bunching up, bro. Looking for a pen to begin. Alright, random. What is it called? I already forgot, bro. This is a bad thing about 420. 3,000 questions about me. And today we're going to do question 848, starting at 848, randomly. Do you have an expansive vocabulary? Well, perhaps one could specifically identify myself as an educated scholar with an extensive vocabulary. Yes, motherfuckers. If you had to create chapters in your diary or journal, name 3 chapters. Oh, shit. That's a good question. Number 849. If you had to create chapters in your diary or journal, name 3 chapters. So not like your autobiography. Your journal? Chapters in your journal? Sex is 1. My computer just went to sleep right when I said that. Family is another. Weird to say those back to back. Sex, family, friends. If we're going to talk about journals. All right, so what do you do when you want to get out of your own head? I'm in my head too much. Usually I smoke. It's 420, baby. That's fucking scary. But it's not a ghost. That's because I took this book off and I moved those books around. Shit. Alright, but I give a good answer. I give a better answer. What I really do to get out of my own head, I pray. Jehovah God, please be with me at this moment of time, as you always have been, and continue to be with me for all of time. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Because that was pretty scary. I'm home alone and it's nighttime. What's the funniest movie you've ever seen? Damn, I'm trying to think of a movie that just like had me on the floor. What's an old school hilarious movie? That's fucking hard. I mean, movies are funny, but the funniest fucking movie, bro? I mean, it's gotta be Liar Liar's up there, right? I mean, just my personal opinion from what I've seen. Yeah, that's what it's asking. Liar Liar. You know, Jim Carrey's an OG. He's gotta be one. Oh, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the number 2, because at the time it was just hilarious. Yeah, I didn't really get Monty Python. I mean, I watched it. I had a white friend. Shout out to white people. I had a white friend that showed it to me, and it wasn't my cup of tea at the time. And then on the other side of the spectrum, my dad had Naked Gun, which I didn't really get at the time. Um, and then when I was a kid, movies weren't really funny, right? There was like a whole Rugrats had a whole message and stuff, and Power Rangers was like serious and shit, and Pokemon was fucking serious. 8 Mile was dramatic, funny. Friday. I see. I had to go down the list. Friday's a funny fucking movie. Friday's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Have you ever been called a troublemaker? If so, by who? Definitely. Uh, when I was in middle school, in the beginning of high school, I had a friend. Um, I won't say his name, but I got him into trouble a couple times. Or he got in trouble because of me. And I know his mom said I was a troublemaker. And I was. I was at the time. What is something in life you really have an appreciation for that most people don't? Trees, plants, bees, ants. You know what I'm saying? The little things. Which was the greatest empire? Right now, I mean, it's the American Empire was the greatest and can still be. Has anyone ever blackmailed you? No, definitely not. That'd be fucking crazy. Thank God. I don't think so. Do you give your opinion and feedback on surveys? At work, we have to. I've done it a couple times to try to win something, but I never win, so I don't really do it too much. Have you ever been in a tug of war? Did you win? We did a tug of war, and I think a couple times at a couple family reunions. And I don't recall being on the winning or the losing side. On field day, the kids do it, but I don't recall being on either side as a winning side. I don't know if the teachers do it. I think we did. What do you hate the monotony of? Any kind of monotony, man. Sometimes it's like, damn, just do this forever and ever and ever. Some monotony's good though. Like, I don't know. I think it depends on me, the mood that I'm in. What's your favorite flower? 420 is my favorite flower. Do you think a stay-at-home mom works just as hard as a career woman? For sure, man. 100%. Cooking and cleaning and feeding and washing and being like a fucking counselor and masseuse and I'm thinking my grandma did a lot. She still works hard. You know what I'm saying? And then imagine having to do both. What the fuck? It's crazy. So apparently I did this one already and that one. Now let me jump to this one real quick. What or who has made the biggest impression on your life in the last year? It has to be my son, right? It has to be my biggest impression on my life. For sure, my son. I'm always thinking about him. Man, I've had to grow and I've had to understand that he's grown. Yeah. Do you bite your nails? Not habitually. Sometimes I'll do it. Like if I'm really like kind of not nervous, but I just need something to do. I'll just be like. But I'm not a big nail biter. How do you feel about nepotism? I mean, I understand it. Makes sense. How much would it cost to buy your love? My love is priceless. How often do you laugh? Oh, as much as I can, baby. What instrument do you know how to play? None, but I just made that beat, so I guess the piano, but I don't know how to play it really. Are you good at keeping secrets? If they're mine. What is something quirky you find attractive? No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm good at keeping secrets. Sometimes it's hard though. You know, you want to tell like, look, I have a sister, so I can tell her, and I know she won't tell nobody. What is something quirky you find attractive in a person? I like when a girl kind of has quirky, quirky. I mean, when girls are quirky, period, it's pretty cute. But something quirky when you find attractive in a person, not on a person, in a person. Damn, that's a hard fucking question. Something quirky you find attractive in a person. Quirky. Funny, good sense of humor. Not afraid to make fun of shit and get made fun of, I guess. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna prepare to blast off even higher. And then we'll be right back with angel number, spirit animal, dream meaning, badass woman herstory, anxiety news. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So many things. I'm gonna blast through it. I spilled half my energy drink in the last break. What was I thinking? I could do this. Si se puede. Be right back. Si se puede. Yo, we have returned.
That about a bitch.
I'll do that on the break. Might as well skip today. Whatever. So, it's been a crazy month. We're already in June. I didn't record an episode in May because May was cray. You know, I worked at a school. It was the last month of school. Everybody was ready. I mean, the kids were exasperated. I was exhausted. All the activities that had to be completed in the last month. All the cleaning and moving and man, hold up. It was wild, but it was good. I mean, you know, I can't complain. I'm blessed. I've gotten a lot of sleep since I've been on vacation, made some clips, trying to get them subscribers up, the views up. Shout out to you if you're a new subscriber, old subscriber. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support and the love. It means more than I can express. So, I live in North Texas, D-Town, G-Town. We had some storms. Now, before these storms came, I think Houston had some. And I got a family of Blue Jays that lives in my backyard now. I just saw a couple. So, one of my cousins sent me this video that it shows like electromagnetic waves and stuff being pushed into the atmosphere and it's causing all kinds of stuff. When we had that storm, yo, it was crazy. It wasn't tornado, but we had like winds that were so high. There was trees that were knocked down, and if you're from around here, you know. Thank God, you know, I didn't lose my power. It went on and off a couple times, but thank God it didn't go out. I have a lot of family members that did lose power. I know there's people that still don't have power. It's been like a week. Quite interesting way to end May. The chaos that was May ended in chaos. You know, a lot of stuff's been going on. Fauci's going to court. Trump was in court. I think Hunter Biden's about to go to court. I ain't trying to go to court. Thank you for y'all support. I used to be a dork. I still am of some sort. Welcome to my resort. This is my report. Yeah, so and graduation's been happening. Shout out to everybody that graduated, class of 24. Uh, Welcome to the world. It's a wild place. It's not the same place it was when you guys were kids. Um, it's not the same place I was when I was a kid. That's for sure. Oh yeah, and I grew a mustache. I don't know if I had one last month. If I did, it was the beginning of one. I think I had one on the Friday on the Odd Pod. But I didn't realize that I haven't grown out this baby since I started the podcast in 2020, which is bananas. Let's see, what size t-shirt is X? Oh, I need to respond soon. About to be my son's birthday coming up, 4th of July, America's birthday too, baby boy. Blessed, man, definitely blessed. I've been putting out the lyrics of 34/7. Yo, highs and lows. There's something to that song, cause that one got a lot of plays. Well, I've been cleaning up. You know, my dresser's not as dirty as it was. You can kind of see, well, you can't really see it the way the camera's angled. I got rid of some junk. I even cleaned this off a little bit. You know, being on vacation is good, but it's bad because I'm at home and I'm chiefing and I'm drinking caffeine and I'm just living like if I'm making a lot of money. I'm not. But it's still good to be off, you know. I've been real, like, just being alone sometimes for a few hours a day, it makes you real reflective. And as a dad, I start thinking about these moments that I regret. For instance, this was actually recently. My mom asked my son, like, what's your favorite kind of cookie? And he said, damn, that AC was loud, little bitch. He said, raisin, oatmeal raisin. And me being an asshole, just my knee-jerk reaction was like, what? More than chocolate chip cookie? And I kind of shamed him. And he was like, nah. But I realized, and I apologized recently, I was like, hey man, I think it's amazing and awesome that your favorite cookie is oatmeal raisin. That's special. I said, I apologize if that made you feel bad about it. And he's like, he laughed out loud. He said, it's cool. I like the grandma kind. And I was like, you know, the soft grandma cookies. I mean, that's dope, man. That's dope. I'm the loser, who my favorite cookie is the same thing as half the other world. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people love chocolate chip cookies, so I'm just a clone. I'm ditto. So yeah. That and just certain things, man, that it's like, damn, if I go back, but you can't. But you can apologize and make amends, and whether they accept it or not, he accepted my apology, right? He didn't have to, but for him too, it's like it's better to let go. Now that's something small. You know, I know a lot of us have relationships with our parents or with our children that are bigger things that we want to apologize. And I think you should go ahead, apologize. I don't think that takes away from any of your dominance or your ability to parent or anything like that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, so the last day of work, it was bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? I was happy, but then I was also like, man, I wish I wasn't so antisocial and dependent on weed and, you know, there's some deep shit. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna drink by myself. And then I was sad because some of my coworkers aren't gonna be coming back next year. And I'm like, next school year in a couple months. I started drinking some whiskey that I had. Now I can't drink a lot. So I mix, like, I don't want to barely taste it. So I'll put like Kool-Aid or V8 energy, and then I'll just like splash, 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 splash. I was getting buzzed though. And I started listening to Alanis Morissette. And then I got into Papa Roach. And then I started listening to some Korn. And I really got into, like, that night I got into nu metal.
And I was like, oh, I understand it. It seems like to me, like if you're Mexican American, like I am, growing up, you either were around people that liked metal or you were around people that liked rap. I grew up around people that liked rap. But I had homies that grew up around people that liked metal, and I always respected it. I didn't understand it. I didn't dig it. But now I get it. I'm like, oh, but some of that shit, like I was into the first Korn album. Yeah, well, you can't do that today. Some of those songs would get you canceled. But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was jamming the shit out of it. All right, let's get into some random questions from 3,000 questions about blah. All right, number 1,096, random page that had empty. How do you deal with shallow people? Damn, that's kind of fucked up because I'm kind of shallow myself. So how do I deal with myself? I struggle with that. Nah, I don't really fuck with shallow people, but I am a little shallow, but not like, I don't know, man. It depends on your definition of fucking shallow. I'll get stressed out just thinking about, am I shallow? Am I not shallow? I'm not really shallow. But I have shallow tendencies, I guess you could say. So how do you deal with some? I mean, you just like, fuck off, man. If somebody's shallow and you don't like it. What was your happiest dream about? I don't have a lot of great. I mean, my favorite dreams are the ones where that I've had that I can recall, are the ones that I'm in love and I have a girlfriend and she loves me and I'm super happy and we're just in love and cuddle and shit. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still single. But that's my choice. But, you know, if the perfect, because I'm shallow, if a dime came by and she was like smart and sweet and nice and shit, but whatever. Who is your favorite superhero? I wonder if the Ninja Turtles count as superheroes, because they're my favorite. If it's not Ninja Turtles, I'd have to pick Spider-Man. If it's not Spider-Man, Batman Beyond. I have a Spider-Man up there, you probably can't see it. You might be able to see him. What compulsions do you have? Oh. So, I have this thing. This is weird. I get it from my dad. I'm gonna throw him under the bus before I throw me under the bus. I'm coming with you, pops. Sometimes I smell myself, like see if I smell. Smell my skin. It looks like I'm just wiping my nose, but really I'm like, okay, I smell clean. Weird, fucking. I'm not gonna say anymore. Can you build a house of cards? I've never tried. And is this metaphorical? Yes, I can build a house of cards metaphorically. Physically, literally? I don't know. Do you often have a tune in your head you can't name? Nah, that's ridiculous. Any tune I have in my head I can name unless I just made it up. Has someone ever been promoted over you who you felt was not qualified for the job? You know, what's funny is when I was at Levine's, I should have been promoted to assistant manager or some shit, but they didn't want to give it to me. But I wasn't ready, to be honest. I didn't want the responsibility. But one time I got sick and I had to miss a couple of days, and the manager was like, see, this is why you didn't get it. And I was like, well, I gotta be perfect and shit? And he's like, yeah. And that dude, shout out to that dude, Mr. Chavez. I don't even remember his first name. He was from California. He came to Texas. He looked like a little lowrider dude. He looked like a Mexican version of the guy, of of the boyfriend and Bebe's kids. And somebody, I don't know who, and this is when I learned what a chode was, but somebody said Mr. Chavez was a chode in our restroom, and we all had to go to a meeting for it. I ain't know what that was until they told me what the fuck is a chode. If you don't know what a chode is, it's like a short, small, chubby little fat dick, but it's short. But he didn't know Spanish, so the customers would get mad because that's how talking to him in Spanish. He's like, oh, I don't know Spanish. Let me And it's like, bro, you're in Garland, Texas. You're from California. You look like a fucking lowrider. You can't speak Spanish. Get the fuck out of here, dog. No. But he did end up leaving. I outlasted him. He was like, we got to get this store to not be like a flea market anymore. Like, we got to be like Foley's. And I was like, bitch, Foley's dog. No. What is the definition of a soul to you? In a few words. What's a few words? 3 words? I'm gonna try to do it in 1 sentence. Soul, a gift, a blessing, and a responsibility. Boom. Bro, I like this shit. A gift, a blessing, and a responsibility. That's a soul, baby. If you could go on an adventure tomorrow, what adventure would you choose? Like, if I just have money to blow? Austin. I'll go to Austin and try to say I'll try to go and kill Tony or something like that. I gotta get some jokes ready. That's scary. How do you feel about fracking in a few words? What the fuck do I know about fracking? Supposedly it's bad for the environment. I have no idea, man. Fracking was like a buzzword whenever this came out. What is this, 2019? Let me look it up. So we ain't heard about fracking since like COVID came out. Like, where did fracking go? Yeah, this came out 2019. Alright, I wrote a quote on here from Kid Cudi. It said, don't tell me to be cool, this is as cool as I can be. Man on the Moon 3. The One. Mr. Solo Dolo 3. I need to listen to that song again. Would you rather swim in a pool or the ocean? Probably a pool. Pools don't have sharks, there's no parasites, there's no monsters or whatever the fuck. Aliens. Are you possessive? Yeah, man. How much? Oh. I don't like to share my shit. I've gotten better about it. But I'm so possessive that when I was younger, I used to do coke. I would not want to share. You know, a lot of people want to share. I did not want to share. I didn't want to share shit. But that's ever since I was a kid. I used to count out the pizza slices. Like, how many pizza slices you getting? I didn't even pay for this shit. What are your top 3 bloggers or blog sites to read? I'm going to say my top 3 podcasts right here, right now. Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. What was the other one I was gonna say? Bad Friend. Oh, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. The third one is hard. But it's probably between Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee and Kalila, his ex-girlfriend, Joe Rogan, and Flagrant 2. What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? Bro, what the fuck kind of question is that? What's the most sensible thing? I said in my song, I was like, love is the weapon the tool. Wait. Yeah, love is the weapon, the tool, and the goal. You know what I'm saying? You fight hate with love. Wait, what was it? Love is the tool you use when you need something and you don't have any tools. You always have love to give. And then I'm just making this shit up as I go. And then the goal is love. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yo, as the kids say. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new day. Pardon me. Hope you all are doing very well. I cannot complain. Friday podcast with Chris Chaos in the building. It's been a good month. It's been about a month since I last saw you guys. It's been a little shaky. I mean, not shaky, but so like last week we recorded 2 episodes of the Odd Pod, 2 full hours, and I forgot to get the audio files from Vino. Because for us, I think it's been helping that since we're so far away from the camera, we use an iPhone like near us for the mic, and then we use my camera for the video. So I can't upload those yet. And then I just checked my car's oil this morning. So the funds are kind of low because this check was kind of low because my dumb ass missed a lot of days last month. My dad's gonna help me. My dad works with cars sometimes, so he's pretty good with cars. A lot better than me. He has mechanic tendencies, so he's gonna help me change the oil. Probably Sunday. So I'm grounded in a way, not like in trouble, but I'm not gonna drive my car in fear, in risk of damaging the engine or something, you know. More in the middle. Look at that little halo. So there's that, right? I've been trying to make some moves to get out of debt. So a major move was changing my diet, right? Because fast food is more expensive. Because I mean, I was eating fast food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I couldn't afford that. So I kept getting credit cards over the years. Fuck credit cards. I was supposed to say a bad word first, but we're not making money yet. I think you're not supposed to cuss within the first 5 minutes if you're monetized. So, yeah, man. Try to get a loan, got denied. Rejection hurts no matter where you get it from. It's funny because people say the worst that can happen is they say no, and it's like, yeah, but that does suck. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world, but rejection sucks. From experience. Many of us know from experience. So I've been mentally prepping myself to try to get some overtime, extra money when I get back to work. Getting another job right now, I don't know if it's benefit. I mean, this is probably gonna be my last summer not working, because I feel like next summer I'm probably gonna work summer school. available. It's usually available. And I usually deny it. But I need the money, man. I gotta stop being lazy. You know? Now I got a 35-year-old Chris has to take care of what 25-year-old Chris started. Probably even earlier. Yeah. So that's heavy, heavy on the mind. But today I switched up my routine. I went for a walk in the morning. So also I twisted my ankle. Excuse me. But my ankle, it's twistable. Like ever since I was a kid and I played soccer for a couple years and I rolled it. I think I rolled it for the first time when I was playing wall ball. Which, if you don't know, is when you get the tennis ball, you throw it, hit the wall, somebody catches it. If you miss, if you catch it but drop it or it hits you, you gotta run to the wall and touch it before somebody gets the tennis ball and hits the wall before you touch the wall. Somehow I rolled my ankle. And my friends helped me. I remember my friends helping me carry me. And ever since then, man, those ankles just be rolling. Ankle steady rolling. If you're too young, that's from an old Walmart commercial. Price is steady rolling. When Walmart used to have a little smiley face logo. Man, shout out to the guy who created that. I seen a picture of the guy who made the happy face logo, and he didn't look happy when he made it. Quite odd indeed. What else? So I think last time I talked about the storms. Pretty sure. What else is going on? My son's birthday's coming up. Father's Day just passed. I wish I could throw my son a big ass party. Hopefully I'll be well off enough that I could throw him a big wedding when he gets married or something. Oh yeah, so I went to the creek. That shit was fly as fuck. I saw tadpoles, fish, different kinds of birds. I saw this beautiful duck that I gotta look up because it's not a mallard duck and it's not no regular. That shit was one of those orange Asian ducks or something. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And what else I see over there? Some baby ducks, some regular ducks. There's different kinds of tadpoles. Bugs, of course, different kinds of dragonfly. Man, nature is so important because a lot, in the beginning of this summer break, I'll just wake up and be working on something on the computer or watching a video or doing something that's not going outside, especially in the morning. Since I'm already used to getting up in the morning, and my ankle, I need to walk it out. So walk it out. Sorry, I'm definitely on the spectrum of something. Yeah. So other than that, man, it's been pretty good. Took my son to the dentist. Kind of had a little anxiety in that situation. I'm the only dad in there. It's all moms and grandmas. They give you all this paperwork, and as a dad, if you're a dad, you understand. It's it's a sensory overload. You get in there, all the windows are fucking open, and it's just. But I was able to, calm down and make the best. Make my son laugh and be funny. It's funny because it comes off as me being grumpy when I'm having like a sensory overload, when I'm having anxiety or whatever, you know? I gotta be mindful of that. But I try to explain it, but everybody's different. All right. Random questions. Oh, like my sister made me, one of my sisters, my baby sister. So when I was a kid, I used to jump on the bed, as many do. And my aunts from Mexico would come watch me. Well, my aunts from Mexico would come visit, and then they would watch me while we were at home, while my parents would work. And so, because there was an in-between time. When my dad would go to work, my mom would get home. We were latchkey kids. The system designed that for us to get into shit. Because most of the time, my aunts weren't there. Anyway, I used to act like a monkey sometimes, and they're like, "Why are you acting like a monkey?" I said, "Because I'm a monkey." Man, when you're a kid in a Hispanic family, Mexican family in particular, and you do something or say something, or you got chubby cheeks when you're little, or anything, just you don't get to pick your nickname. My nickname is Monkey. So, my stepsister, no, my half sister, call me Monkey too. I mean, that's how they refer to me, but it's very cute. Super cute. Look at that. That's the cutest shit. And it kind of looks like me too. All right. Random question. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Gotta go somewhere up here with my son. My son made me a happy father. This is a Father's Day card too. Yo. Alright. Number 1426 from 3,000 questions. Again, they're not in order. What was the brand of your first ever cellular device? It says cell phone, but I like talking. Nokia. It was the ones that when you went to the mall, the kiosk, you can buy like the fake Louis Vuitton and a different cover. Oh, I'm so nostalgic about changing the cover on your phone. Like, you could change the numbers too. You would get a pack and they would just, and sometimes they were cheaper than others, and so it wouldn't work good, but some of them were nice. Like I had a Louis Vuitton one. It was fake Louis, obviously, but the case was nice. And I threw that phone, because I was in love when I had that phone, 15, 16, 17, so anger issues, don't know how to process sadness or being hurt. So and that phone, if you know, that phone is a beast. Nokia, shout out to Nokia. What are your 3 favorite internet sites? Not those guys. YouTube, obviously. Shout out to YouTube. The growth and support from YouTube, I feel like it's an amazing platform that can be used for good. Obviously, it can be used for bad. There's some censoring, but it can't have everything. You know what I'm saying? If there wasn't some censoring on it can just get crazy. So it's a private-owned business. You can't control what they decide to do. That's why I recently invested in another dumb purchase, but a memory thing, right? And I'm making payments on that like a dumbass. And I downloaded all the Odd Pods and the Friday podcast and the Two Guys, a Girl in the podcast and the Harry Potter podcast, all that podcasts, because you never know, YouTube could just take them down or keep them, or and I want my original copy so that I know that I have the original copies. All right, so YouTube, shout out to YouTube. Instagram. So I wonder, I'm assuming, I'm going to say, because this is, whoever wrote this, I think it was like a mix of people. What they should have said was, what are your 3 favorite apps, right? Because Instagram, yeah, it's a website, but I use it on the app. So we got YouTube, Instagram. What else? YouTube Music is part of YouTube, so we're not going to say that's a different one. It's a different app, though. So if I was doing apps, Google, Okay, I don't know if Google counts, but there's a website called Buzzsprout, and they let you well, you gotta pay, but you can upload the audio to your videos, like just audio tracks. I'm it's slow. I'm slowly doing it because I can only afford to pay like 20 a month on it. But I'm uploading the audio so that it can be listened to on Spotify. I wish I would have known about it before. That way, I would have just, as soon as like a new episode comes out, drop it on Spotify. But it's all good. We're like on 220 something in the videos, and on Spotify we're like on 140 something. It is what it is. So Buzzsprout's dope. I guess that's good. Do you have a pair of favorite blue jeans? Describe them. I mean, I got 3 pairs of jeans, Levi's. I got dark, light, black. They're all Levi's. The black is okay. They're kind of slim fit, slim cut. I like them. My dad got me those. And I've had 2 pairs, but you know, whenever you lose something and you're just like, it must have got jacked or something. And then I have some the dark blue ones. So the light blue ones, the cut's weird. Because when I stand still, the leg, it's like the leg's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. And then they got a couple stains on the light one. Because, you know, I work in pre-K. So the dark blue, I guess? Nah, the black ones because my dad got them for me. What is standing between you and one of your biggest dreams? Fear. Self-doubt. Anxiety. What profession do you respect? Almost all of them. What profession do I not respect? Maybe is a bit easier question to answer. I mean, there's every profession. I respect it. Like, do I respect the pimp? Is that a profession? I don't know. It's easy to say I respect the prostitute, right? But is that a profession? I guess in some states it is. In some countries, I respect every profession. If you're showing you're trying to get money for your family. If there's a profession of stealing or something, I don't respect that shit. Like if you're a professional stealer or professional, I don't know, something negative like that. Well, I don't know, like the big bankers and shit, you know, the ones that run the Fed. Have you ever been the recipient of a practical joke? Not an elaborate practical joke. Shout out to Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers. He just dropped a special called Terrified on YouTube. Going back to YouTube, it allows, you know, people to put up their specials when other platforms won't purchase them or won't make it a fair deal. Practical joke. I was always trying to do jokes on people. I was the jokester. So like I would hide for like 5 minutes behind a door and wait for the best time to just boo! Scare the shit out of my sister. And then what kind of other joke? Like one time I had like this bandage, so I wrapped it around my arm and pretended my hand was like fucked up. And I went to the door and I was like, hey, what's up? And I just, to get some sympathy or whatever, just to see what would happen. And I got it. Have you ever ate something you've dropped on the floor? If so, what? Man, sometimes my dad drilled into me that, well, one thing he said, once it touches the floor, the devil touched it. It's done. That's what I don't know where he heard that. I don't know where the 5-second rule came from. I think it depends on the floor. When was it most recently cleaned? And can the food be cleaned? You know what I mean? Like if it's a grape that I dropped on the kitchen floor and I just swept and mopped recently, I might wash it and eat it. But I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. the way I feel about it. Would you consider being an Uber driver if you needed to make extra money? Nah, at least not in my vehicle. Another vehicle. That's so weird. Driving people around that you don't know. I have to have that's kind of scary. I used to deliver pizzas, and one of the dudes told me, "Man, I carry a gun," and I was like, "What? Should we be carrying guns?" How do you know when you're in love? What is the main sign? When you start getting nervous all the fucking time? No. I don't know. What is love? Honestly, in love is whenever you feel like you would die for somebody. Right? I mean, I don't know, because I would die for just. Never mind. That's a deep philosophical question. They go from random ass like questions to some deep philosophical ass shit. How do you know when you're in love? You'll get a sign from above. You get a feeling. Sometimes I get a good feeling. I get a feeling and I want. Yeah, that's a good, right? You get a weird. The universe lets you know. You get signs from God. Honestly, you pray and you get a sign and be like, yo, this the like. Me and my son's mom were teenagers. I don't think it was ever meant for us to stay together, but it was meant for us to get together, to have our son. Which is another deep philosophical question, which I don't want to get into, which is right now, which is life destined, or do we have free will, or is it a mixture of both? I think that's always the conclusion I come to. It's a mixture of both. It's like how you get there is up to you. Alright, we're going to end right there. Take a break. Come back. Do some spirit animals. Now, we're not going to do them. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about something. Do you believe in fairies? I feel like I already did this one. Because if you ain't a pimp, you a fairy. Your potential new boss says, buy me a gift with a budget of $20. What will you buy? Man, he is not going to be my boss talking to me like that. But if this is some kind of like mind, buy me a gift. I don't know. Fuck that guy. Who is the protagonist in your life? I feel like I am. Aren't you supposed to be the protagonist in your own life? And the protagonist has allies. How are you your own worst enemy? Oh. So am I also the antagonist in my own life? Am I the protagonist and the antagonist? Probably, yeah. Yeah. How are you your own worst enemy? Because I blow money. I self-sabotage sometimes. Whoa. Mind blown. What promise have you broken? Oh, I don't know. I try not to make promises. I mean, I tell myself things sometimes and then I don't follow through. So I guess that goes along with the protagonist-antagonist aspect of myself in my own life. Do you blame someone or something for the way your life is turning out? Holy shit. This page, bro. I blame myself. I used to blame others because, you know, you're raised in a certain environment by certain people, but in the end, you decide how all that molds you and how you react to it. Sometimes it takes longer than others, but you gotta become your own At a certain point, you got to take responsibility for your own shit. And then it goes to a lighthearted question. How do you feel about photography? I mean, it's pretty dope. If you do it cool, there's some cool photographers. My calendar that I use this year that has a quote for every month. I wrote a quote. This month, the quote was, "The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful," by Plato. That quote was by Plato. And it's just a picture of, I don't know, it's in Iceland. It's the Stockness Cape and Vestrahorn Mountain. It's like hills and mountains and sand, and the calendar is called Wonders of the Earth. Yeah, photography is like an important thing, because without photography, we wouldn't have gotten images of other parts of the world or the past. Photography is probably one of the most important inventions we have created in recording our history. And for nostalgia, because looking at old pictures, man, none beats it. If you lived in a tower, would you want a doorman, or do you think it's unnecessary? Why? Yeah, I need a doorman, bro. What the fuck? He's gonna have a strap too. How many pairs of shoes do you own? Oh, this question is 1989, which is the year I was born. I have these Adidas that are worn out, so I need to throw them out because the bottom, I'd be slipping around and shit. So I got some New Balance, some white New Balance. My dad just got me some beige, kind of like Converse boots. I got some other boots for rain. I got some black and red and white Nikes, some blue and white Nikes. And then I got like 2 pairs of dress shoes, sort of dress shoes, casual Skechers. They're Skechers. So I got about 7 shoes, but they're not counting house shoes and sandals. So let's say 10 total. Who gives a fuck? What band do you find timeless? It sucks when a band comes back and ruins their appeal. For instance, Green Day. Because I used to love, I didn't love Green Day, but I love that song. Don't want to be an American idiot. So, they're kind of like against the grain and stuff. And then they come back and they're like, for a part of the system. And it's like, oh, you guys are just... I wonder what happened to all American Rejects. But yeah, what was the question? So a band that I find timeless. There's not a lot of. I didn't really listen to a lot of bands as a hip hop head as a kid. But I guess now, if I had to pick a band, it's not the Beatles, because the Beatles, it sounds timed. Dang, there's so many bands. I'm not really. Oh, shame on me. I gotta learn more about bands. Cause whoever does Hotel California, I think that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. That shit goes hard. Papa Roach has a cool song that's timeless. I know songs. I need to learn some bands. Bands to make her dance. See, that's all. That's what I know. If you were a double agent, what would be your code name? John Smith. What is the scariest movie you've ever seen? So the one, I've talked about this several times, but it traumatized me. It wasn't even like a scary movie. It was called Copycat. And it was about like a serial killer. And it was like a crime drama. But for me, that shit fucked me up when I was a kid. Because we lived upstairs, and every time somebody walked by, I thought they were going to rob us and take all our shit and murder us for no reason. Scary movie. If you were famous, who would you be excited to get interviewed by? Oh, of course, Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Louis J. Gomez, Dan. So any of the great comedians that I watch, listen to all the time, Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino. I would love to be interviewed by them. That'd be amazing.
What was the last thing to make you feel angry?
Ooh, I'm on vacation right now, so I'm not really getting pretty angry at all. I'm sleeping and resting and chilling and shit. So,
What was the last thing to make me angry? Sometimes at work I get mad when people don't seem to have
common sense. It's not common anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you gotta tell somebody that how or what to do to help you when it comes to working, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to just people just knowing to help. You know what I mean? Like, let me try to help. Looks like you need help. Let me try to help.
what was yeah, so I don't know, whatever. What do people pick on you about?
So my Hispanic friends and family pick on me about being white. One time a person, I mean, they don't pick on me. That, I mean, if you're gonna use, I guess. One time somebody told me the funniest thing, and it's true, and it stuck with me forever. And they told me this like, I don't know how many years ago. Skinny fat. How you skinny and you fat at the same time? It's like, oh shit. Cause I don't exercise, bro, and I drink Nas energy drinks at the time, and I eat microwave food and Jack in the Box. So that always stuck with me. I gotta try to maintain a balance. If I'm gonna be skinny, I'm gonna be skinny. If I'm gonna be fat, I'm gonna be fat. But it's hard because of the way my body type is, you know. Getting into cooking and shit was a lifesaver, literally. You know, thank God I got sick a couple summers ago, and I can't eat fast food the way I used to. Also, trying to save money. RFK coming in strong. Everybody's tripping like, oh, he's gonna take away our cereal. Yo, that shit is so fire because I wanted him to be the not AP, the VP. I work at a school, so I'm always saying, you know, vice principal or AP, assistant principal. I wanted RFK to be the assistant principal of the United States. Nah, but that shit is fire, man. It's gonna be an interesting time in 2025. We just gotta go into it positive, headstrong. You know what I mean? We've been strong and positive and keeping a good sense of humor these past 5 years, 6 years. You know, we can keep doing it, and it can't get worse. It's gotten pretty bad in some places. I just saw a video of in Los Angeles on Skid Row. It just had a part of the street on fire because it's cold out there. And it's like, we still sending billions to Ukraine. Like, man, that's insane. But, you know, it's plain like Jane. You know, but we got to maintain. I do understand, man, it would have been dope to have our first female president. I would have loved it, but not her, though. And I get why people wanted her because they're not him. But it's like, it's cool to see so many people waking up. It's frustrating to see so many people still asleep. And then the wokeness, how that's been, you know, bastardized. Like, movies are woke now, and they're not as, like Snow White and Wicked or whatever. I get it. There's parts of it that, yeah, I mean, certain things should be woke. But then other things shouldn't have anything to do with the movie. You know, sexual orientation and whatnot, especially when it comes to kids. Yeah, it's interesting world we live in. I took 2 weeks off of social media. Was it 2 weeks or 1 week? It felt like 2 if it was only 1. It might have been 2. But I got back on. and I'm being better at it. You know, I'm not, because before I would just see something and I'm like share. My story would be like a bunch of little tiny bars, not even bars. They were just dots by that point. And now I'm a little more particular about the things I share and when I share and why I share. I still be on my bullshit sometimes, and I be trolling and commenting like, and I shouldn't do that. You know, I should not do that because that's negative. It's putting more negativity out there, and that's not necessary. There's enough. Bullying has come back on social media. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they don't need me doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, yeah, life is good. It can be stressful. It's been real rainy these past few days. I feel like I've been fighting some kind of cold or something. But I'm blessed. I got AC, heater, windows, walls. From the windows to the walls, to the sweat drip down my owl. All these females cow. Skate. That's crazy. That was a crazy time when the radio was letting people say skeet. You're basically saying come, or ejaculate. That's crazy.
2020. No fear. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, so scared is what I ain't. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, so scared is what I ain't. To the colonizers, my people were savage, while they raped and stole, only leaving us Spanish. Agriculturally advanced, but they had the cannons, had disease to infect so that we would vanish. Their skin was lighter than ours, so they had the advantage. White supremacy's a joke, cause white dicks below average. From the Native Americans, giving liquor for land, to melanated enslaved who built it all by hand. Chinese died building roads, it all stems from jealousy. The Hitler's genocide, so fuck white supremacy. If we're the tribes of Israel, that's why some of us miserable. They try and separate us, but we are indivisible. Literal individuals, bound by the spiritual, connected to my people via metaphysical. Staying positive's priority. I need my mind strong, no fear, no hate, baby, always ready for the wrong. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, so scared is what I ain't. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, so scared is what I ain't. Times I almost died.